that I love about LawRuler is the automations. And one of the big things I love about LawRuler is look at all that red.
I
That
know.
that is it's you think, that's a lot of red. No, all of
I
those
know.
things are great.
It's
You know,
worthwhile read.
did this person opt in? Are we allowed to send them a text message? Because text
Yeah.
messages, you can get squirrely on those, but they're also phenomenal to be able to use. Look at all those form fields that we're able to put into this. It's not just a thing that
Hmm.
says, "Hi, new user. Hi, new lead." It says, "Hi, lead first name. We'll be reaching out to you shortly." And it really only has to be this, but this is one of those things that this looks really familiar because of Law Ruler, and it's
Hmm.
it's it's a it's a great thing to bring into CosmoLex.
Yeah, it's so easy to use. I could just select a field that's already in the system. I
Hmm.
can copy it, and then I can go ahead and paste it into this field. And the same thing for email. If I wanted to send email content per this automation, same
Hmm.
thing. Insert those fields. I can choose a specific design template if I want. I can upload an HTML template that I might have from another tool or some other system as well.
Right.
The idea is marketing can be a really, really, really overwhelming task if
Uh-huh.
you're doing it the wrong way. If you're doing it the right way and you're utilizing automations and schedulings and drip campaigns, which you could do here as well,
Yeah.
then it actually does your job for you and leads you to much more solid leads to work with going forward.
Yes, absolutely. And you forget about it. And
Hmm.
it's like putting fishing lines out. You put
Exactly.
your trot lines out and you let them do the fishing for you, or
Hmm.
and just as kind of a tip to people looking at this going, I'll never get that built. You build it one at a time.
Hmm.
You build these things one line at a time, and they get easier, and they're sitting there doing their thing. And this Law Ruler slash now CosmoLex area where we do the automations, there's a lot of triggers and a lot of actions that can be done here as well. So there's a good deal of automations that can be created in this system.
Yeah. And they can make it as simple or advanced as they want to.
Hmm.
If they wanted just one simple automation, like the text one I showed, and just that to start, they could do that. But the further they go, it's more like think of all the manual tasks you're doing. Is it possible to automate that? Let's see. That's where you start. And then you can always improve from there. But at least the things that are taking up a lot of time, maybe drafting of certain emails, maybe like how do you know I can say a certain status of lead gets a particular email messaging?
Hmm.
Because maybe I haven't heard from them in 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. We might have different messaging depending on what that situation is.
Hmm.
And that could be set up for them. So I'm really, really excited. I think this gives a huge wealth of functionality to our CosmoLex users that are wondering, well, how do I handle that lead management piece? How do I know what's coming in and how to qualify those and how to eventually work on those the right way? So this is what we have.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one of those places I usually try to tell people, go draw out your systems before you really get into the tool. But this is a great tool, in my opinion, to look at and say, oh, that's the stuff, that's the type of thing that I can do. Because there is that gap between being able to design your intake system and knowing how to design your intake system.
Hmm.
And I want people to design it a lot of times before they go get the platform. But many times people sit there and say, well, what is it that it can do? Well, CosmoLex actually, like, this is a good one to look at and say, oh, that's the type of automations that I can do.
And to not get too overwhelmed, we do
Mhm.
have an onboarding period. We do have a team that's well versed in templates and automations and e-signature. If you needed to get it into the system, we can assist you with that. I think
Mhm.
sometimes the setup piece can be overwhelming, but we also know that we want to set you up for success, so
Right.
that you can use this properly going forward. So don't be afraid to lean on us.